Hello, fourth grade. I decided to make a quick video to walk you through today's lesson. So it's talking about converting units of measurement using the metric system. So we're talking about kilograms to grams and then liters to milliliters. And just like we talked about prefixes and how they can kind of show you the amount, you can look and see that 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. And we talked about last time, kilo denotes 1,000. And then with milliliters, you need 1,000 milliliters to equal 1 liter. And I'm sure if you look around your house, you can find something that is a liter, like a liter of water or a liter of soda. So I challenge you to kind of look around your house and find different measurements, look in your kitchen, ask your mom permission, of course, but try and measure some things and actually see what you can find out. So now let's actually look at the paper. The example kind of walks you through one way to kind of convert from kilograms to grams, and you're going to multiply by 1,000 because you need 1,000 grams to equal 1 kilogram. So read through the example, make sure that you do that so it can kind of give you a good start. Now look at number 16. It says your goal is to drink 1,500 milliliters of water each day. Yesterday you drank 2.5 liters of water. Did you reach your goal? Well, the first thing that you need to do is you need to put both of these amounts, both of these quantities into the same units of measurement. You want both in milliliters. Therefore, you want to convert the liters, the 2.5 liters, into milliliters. So you do that by multiplying 2.5 times 1,000. Okay? And remember, a half, you can think about it in terms of a decimal, 2.5 times 1,000, because there are, right, 1,000 milliliters in a liter. So that will give you 2,500 milliliters. Okay, now that we have it converted, we can clearly see, okay, 2.5 liters equals 2,500 milliliters. And this is in fact greater than your goal, 1,500 milliliters. So yes, you reached your goal. Okay? And we can look and check our answer. Ta-da! Yes, you reached your goal. Now look at number 17. And you might think, well, this is really easy because I can clearly see one of the eggs is larger than the other. It says, which egg has a greater mass? How much greater? So you're going to want to take the mass of the ostrich egg and the mass of the chicken egg, and you probably want to get them in the same unit of measurement, right? So let's go ahead and take the 1 1/4 kilogram, and we're going to convert it into grams. So you do that by multiplying by 1,000. Okay. And you think a fourth of a whole, right, is going to be 1 out of 4. And we talked about that, like with quarters, would be like 1 and 1.25, right? 25 out of 100 would be a quarter of something. So that will give you 1,250 grams. So now you've converted the ostrich egg into grams instead of kilograms. Then you take the ostrich egg's mass, which we just found, and because here it says how much greater, so you want to find the difference. So to find the difference, you want to subtract. So you take the chicken egg, now that we have the same units of measurement, and you subtract. So 1,250 grams minus 581 grams, and you find out the ostrich egg has a greater mass by 669 grams. Let's check our answer. Oh, correct. Okay. Then number 18. This one has quite a lot of information, so don't get tricked. You can always use the highlighter method to break it down. A scientist has 3 liters. 800 18 milliliters and 410 milliliters of solution in each of the 3 beakers. The scientist wants to divide the solution equally. That should give you a clue of something you have to do. Among 7 beakers. How much of the solution should the scientist put into each beaker? Okay. Well, first, hopefully you notice, hey, these are not all in the same unit of measurement. We have liters and milliliters, and we don't really want to work in that. We want to make this easy as possible on ourselves. So let's go ahead and convert the 3 liters into milliliters, and we do that by multiplying by 1,000. Okay, so that would equal 3,000 milliliters. Okay, and then you just want to add it all up to see, well, how many milliliters are we going to have to divide? So we take the 3,000 milliliters and we add the 818 milliliters and the 410, and that will show us how much solution do we have in total. Okay, when we add that up, that's a 4,228 milliliters. That's how much total solution we have, but we're not done because we read the sentence that says he wants to divide it equally among 7 beakers, so you have to divide, right? We want to divide. It gives you that clue. So you take, well, here's our total amount of solution, but we want to split it equally amongst 7 beakers. And when we do that math, I know that's going to take a little while to work out, but you can do that math, and for this one I'll let you use a calculator if you like. It's going to equal 604 milliliters. Therefore, the scientist should put 604 milliliters of solution into each beaker. Let's check our work. There you go.